Hey everyone, it's Steelix. So this video is going to be a bit strange. Without a doubt, I honestly believe there will never be a clear answer to this long argument debate between Rock Lee, Neji, and Naruto. There are just way too many opinions about what destiny is or what destiny means in the Naruto universe. No one is ever going to accept other people's opinions when it comes to this concept. The whole destiny conversation between Naruto and Neji will never die. At the same time, it's really great that people are still talking about this topic even today. Even though I believe no one is going to win the argument, it's still interesting that people still like to bring it up. That being said, here's today's video. Did Naruto cheat to become the Hokage? It's been on my mind for a while, and I have to say yes and no. Naruto did work hard to get what he wanted. He worked hard to master the Rasengan all on his own, and the Rasen Shuriken all on his own. He worked hard fighting for an understanding with Kurama, the demon fox that's been living inside of him for years. But at the same time, it was Kurama who actually reflected on his own life with Naruto that grew to respect him. Naruto even said at some point he doesn't have the time to talk to him, but Kurama figured out everything before they even had a chance to sit down and really work things out. But Naruto did acknowledge he was going to come after his hatred to save him from it. Even though Kurama saved himself, it was because of Naruto's actions and words to Kurama that inspired him to take the time to think about Naruto's whole existence and what he's worth and what he means to him. Naruto wanted to be accepted in his own village. He hated how he was being treated growing up, and he knew if he wanted respect from everyone, he had to prove what he's worth. He wanted to become a ninja not because he wanted to be a successful warrior, but it was the only way possible to prove that he's worth something in the world. Naruto wanted to be acknowledged. He wanted people to know that he existed. There is a difference between becoming the Hokage because of acknowledgement versus people who already know that you exist and that have been watching you for a long time to see your progress as a person, that you earned the title of being Hokage. Literally the same words from Itachi. Naruto actually achieved his dream at the end of the Pain arc. He doesn't need to become the Hokage anymore. People know what he's worth. They respect him for saving everyone. This proves that Hokage is only a title. It's not something that you need to prove that you're worth something at all. Naruto achieved his dream before it even happened, so becoming the Hokage was not his true intentions. He just wanted respect, with being or without being Hokage. Of course, he still wants to become the leader of his own village. It's just that he doesn't need to rely on that title anymore, that people know that he does exist. Now let's finally talk about the biggest issue people have. Naruto finding out that he was a Recarnation. He was also given powers that he did not work for. If you think this form looks cool, that is fine. But from a story point of view, it just was not needed for his character. Naruto was given the Nine Tails that made him have a horrible childhood. Having the Nine Tails was never a good thing for Naruto. It was something that he needed to master to save the world at some point. But before that day happens, Naruto did suffer in pain. Naruto grew up and finally befriended the Fox Spirit, both of them working together side by side. It felt like an amazing payoff, and for me personally, that's all that was needed. Naruto worked hard to get where he was at. He mastered the Fox's power that his father gave to him that he never asked for. Everything else that came after with the Sage of Six Paths just was not needed for him. It felt all sorts of extra. People started to think, was Naruto ever an underdog? Did he really work to get where he was at? After finding out that he was part of the Recarnation cycle that's been going on for thousands of years, can you even relate to Naruto that he was always destined to get these powers and awareness to these events? Did this moment ruin his character for everyone? No, not at all actually. Some people don't care about it, some people have no issue with it, but without a doubt, it definitely did hurt his character for many others. Now, this is my perspective. The biggest problem I have with the Recarnation plot twist is this. In all honesty, this literally changed nothing at all. But you're probably wondering, I just said it did affect his character for many others. And yes, you are right. But that is from a fan's point of view. What about looking at it from Naruto's point of view and perspective? Naruto is literally the exact same person. He doesn't change. He doesn't do anything differently. Hell, Naruto, in all honesty, didn't seem like he really cared much about it himself. Sure, he asked about the whole cycle thing, and he talked about it with Hagoromono, but it doesn't really dive too deep about it. Naruto and Sasuke still continued their business and fighting with each other, like talking to the Sage of Six Paths himself never even happened. And you're probably going to bring this up, it's part of their cycle. They are destined to fight. In my honest opinion, I don't believe that. Naruto and Sasuke will always find a reason to fight. Destiny or not destined to fight, they are still going to find some way to fight naturally in any situation. Not to mention, after Sasuke finds out that the entire history of Shinobi happened because of Black Zetsu, you would think Sasuke would have immediately stopped and understood everything that had happened was not because of real and natural events. But that's only because Black Zetsu stated he created the Shinobi history, and everything did not happen naturally. If I were Sasuke, I would have just given up everything at that moment, simply because Sasuke can't blame the 5 Kage anymore. He can't blame Danzo anymore, or the Hidden Leaf Village itself anymore, because the real reason why Sasuke suffered was all because of Black Zetsu, because he states everything happened by his hands. But Sasuke still continues his ideology and talks about creating a better world. Sasuke still brings up Hitachi and what he believes a Hokage really means. Why would Sasuke care about any of this anymore? After knowing the person who's mainly responsible for everything that had happened in Sasuke's life is finally sealed and gone, but that's the problem I'm getting at. Even after Naruto and Sasuke talked to Hagoromono and defeating Kaguya, they both continued their business together like all of those other events never even happened. Meaning, even if Naruto didn't find out he was a Recarnation, Naruto would still fight Madara, and later Sasuke. After Sasuke fights Madara with Naruto, Sasuke would still continue the same situation. Now, to be fair, you could argue Sasuke only did what he did because he was given the Rinnegan, but even still, Sasuke still would have started some kind of bullshit to fight or cause more war. Sasuke already hinted he was not finished with Naruto earlier on in the war. So once again, even if Sasuke didn't find out about the cycle of the Recarnations and the Destiny battle, it was going to happen without a doubt regardless. So yes, these events would happen naturally, not because of destiny, but I'm simply talking about the Naruto versus Sasuke battle here. As for everything else, everything continued the exact same way as if nothing ever happened. We still have the hidden villages, we still have the 5 Kage. Sasuke acknowledges that he did wrong at the end and refused to get a new arm out of respect for himself, that he needs to punish himself. Naruto still wants to work hard and become the Hokage, even at the very end of the series. So after I told you all of this, even after all the events happened with Black Zetsu, Kaguya, and meeting Hagoromono, what changed from any of this? Absolutely nothing at all. Even look at Boruto right now. They still have the Chunin exams. There are still ninjas in Boruto. Naruto and Sasuke as adults are still good friends and have families now. I'm telling you this because it feels like nothing truly ever changed. They don't ever bring up the Recarnations ever again in Boruto. And it's not because Naruto and Sasuke broke the cycle of Recarnations at the end of the series. I'm saying, what was the point of making them Recarnations in the first place if it didn't affect the world itself? And it didn't change Naruto or Sasuke as people. Nothing changed from this event. Nothing at all. Everything was the same. Everything went back to normal, and they are completely forgetting like this never even happened. Nothing changed for anything at all. So once again, did this affect Naruto as a main character? Did he still work hard to get where he was at? Did he become the Hokage naturally? My honest answer is yes. Even though I believe the Recarnation plot twist was extremely fucking stupid and definitely was not needed because it didn't change anything in the entire series at all, the events that we experienced with Naruto still happened. Naruto still suffered. Naruto still had no family. Naruto still had no friends growing up. Naruto definitely was depressed as a child. He worked for his power all the way up to KCM 2. The 6 Pass power-up he did not work for. It was just given to him to defeat Madara, which did nothing. But hey, if you like it, you like it. I'm just saying this is the only form Naruto did not work for. It was implied Naruto still had a lot of reading and information he had to learn before becoming the Hokage. Naruto has the power of a Hokage, but he does not know how to lead a village, or form relationships, with other clans and villagers. That's why Kakashi had to educate him. I still think it's sad that we never really got an education mini-arc for Naruto, but we do know that he did learn and followed Kakashi's instructions. So he did work for his knowledge and information. So before the video ends, I just have to say I don't have a clear answer to this. Yes, it did make people view Naruto differently as a main character, but it also didn't change the story at all. The story still continued from where it started. Naruto still became the Hokage. Naruto and Sasuke still have their final battle. Destiny or not, it was going to happen by natural causes. I don't believe these events were destined to happen regardless. They were going to happen naturally without a doubt. That's my opinions about everything. Let me know what you think and make your decision. I think Naruto worked hard to get where he was at, and even though the Recarnations did make people view Naruto differently, if you take the Recarnation thing out, it really does not change anything from the past and the story going forward. And like I said earlier, they don't ever talk about this Recarnation crap even in Boruto. It's like it's just been forgotten. It's like it never even happened. And because of that, I think this moment was just really, really dumb and pointless. It didn't affect anything. So it's really hard to say Naruto did cheat. You can argue he did, you can argue he didn't. At the same time, it just does not really change the entire story or our experiences. These events still happened. That's my thoughts. I am Delix, subscribe if you want, and stay on your way to have a good night. Bye.